Hi everyone. In this video, we will be learning about frames. More specifically, we will be determining the induced force in AB and AC members of this frame. Here we have this external applied load 450 pound, which is acting from this AB members 45° anti-clockwise. And here we have this hidden information. If we extend this and this line, here we have this angle which is given 30°. So from this we know that this angle will also be equal to 30. It means that angle between AC and AB member will be 30°. Why? Because we know that from basic geometry that opposite angle will be equal. So here we have this common vertex and one angle is this, the opposite of this angle is that. So both are same. So without further delay, let's dive into the solution of this frame. Basically, we will be determining the value of this and this member forces. So for this, we will be constructing a correct triangle. I am using the word correct. Why? Because triangle has three sides. So the word correct means that one side should represent the value of the force given. Here it is given 450 means the given force, and the other two sides should be parallel to the members because we will be finding the value of the member forces. So one side should be parallel to the one member and another side should be parallel to the another member. Then after we can say that it is correct triangle. Here we have this external force 450 pound. We will be constructing a parallel line which starting from this point and touching this member, and that line should be parallel to this member AC. Here I will be constructing means line here for correct triangle, and here the other side represent the member AB force. So now I will be constructing by ruler, so you will understand more easily. I will be constructing a parallel line from this the end of this force, the given force, and I will be touching this member. So that line should be parallel to the AC member. Here we have by ruler. I will be drawing the parallel line and it touches the member AB. So this is basically the AC line, means the member force in AC. And from this point, from this origin to this point, this is member force AC, means I have drawn the correct triangle. So from correct triangle you mean that this one side represent the force and the other two side represent the member force. One side represent the given force and other two side represents the member forces, which I need to find the value of those induced force due to the applied force. Since we have drawn the correct triangle, here we have this angle which is given as 45°. So and the angle here we also know from opposite angle from basic geometry that if this is 30, this will also 30, and we have this line means the angle between AC and AB is 30. So here I have also drawn this is the AB and this is the AC. So this angle will also be 30. In another way that the alternate angle are also equal. If this angle is 30, this angle will also be 30°. This is from basic geometry that we have found from this hidden information. We first found this value by this angle by opposite angle terminology, and from basic geometry from this angle we found this angle from alternate angle concept. It is from basic geometry. So now we'll be finding the value of this angle. We have a triangle and one angle is 45°. This is 45, then plus this angle which is 30°, less I need this angle, I am naming it as alpha. So alpha, I know from basic geometry that the sum of all the angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degree. So adding 45 and 30 and shifting to the other side, then simple calculation. So this angle will be equal to 105 degree. So means I have calculated the angles. Now it's now I will be using the sine law and find the value of this member force and this member force induced due to the applied 450 pound. So I zoomed the figure. We have this angle 105 degree. We have this angle 45 degree, and we have this angle 30 degree. So this side will be the represent the member force in AC because this side is parallel to this member. So that's why it will be FAC, and this member will be the force in this member will be AB. Here we have this 450 pound which is written here. You can also write it here. So here we have three forces, three angle, two unknown. By using sine law, you can easily find the value of the induced force FAC and induced force FAB. Now I will be finding the value of this FAB force. For this I will be using sine law, which says that the force means in my case here it will be FAB divided by sine of its opposite angle. So the opposite angle of this force is this. So the sine of opposite angle, which is 105 degree, is equal to the known force or given force, which is this force, which is 450. So 450 pound divided by sine of their opposite angle. Like we have this 450 this force. So the angle opposite to this force is this angle. So it will be sine 30. So FAB will become equal to 450 divided by sine of 30 multiply by shift this 105 to the other side. So it will be multiply 105 degree. Putting all the values in calculator, so the value of FAB force will be 869.3 pound. This is the induced force in member AB of this plane. So now I will be finding the value of this force, induced force due to the applied force. Here I have found the value, this 869.3 pound. So now I will be finding the value of this force by the same concept sine law. By applying sine law for determination of this force, so this force FAC divided by the sine of their opposite angle. So the opposite angle of this force is this angle, which is 45 degree. So sine 45 degree is equal to, now it's up to you whether you are using this force or you are using this force, because we have already know the force value. So it's up to you whether you use this value or this value with their respective opposite angle. So you can easily get the value of the AC force. So I am using the same given force as I already used here, so it will be more easy. So the force, the given force divided by the sine of their opposite angle. So the sine of their opposite angle is, means we have this force, so the opposite angle will be this. So it will be, the opposite angle will be 30 degree. So FAC equal to 450 divided by sine of 30 degree multiply by shift this sine 45 to the other side, so it will multiply sine 45 degree. So putting all the values in calculator, we can get the value of the member force AC, which is 636.4 pound. So that's all for today. Here we solved the question about frame and we found the value of the induced forces due to the applied force. So thanks to everyone.